In John 13, Yeshua says, "A new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another. As I have loved you, that ye also love one another." There are many ways that Yahuwah showed his love to Israel in Scripture. In delivering them from the bondage of Egypt when they cried out to him, in commanding Hosea to marry a harlot and then restore her after she commits adultery, which is otherwise forbidden in Scripture, to exemplify that love. And Yeshua showed his love in shedding his blood for many for the remission of sins. So this explains God's love for us. But how do we reciprocate that love? In John 14, Yeshua says, "If ye love me, keep my commandments." And in John 15, he says, "If ye keep my commandments, ye shall abide in my love, even as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love." And what does Yahuwah require of us but to fear him, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve him with all our heart and with all our soul, to keep his commandments and statutes, which Moses commanded us for our own good, to do justice, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with him. This love of God, as he has commanded us to love him, is agape love. And in order to love anyone else, or even yourself properly, that love has to be rooted in your love for God, as evidenced through your obedience to his law. Apart from that, you first find destruction, as exemplified in the likes of stealing and eating things that God did not give to you, nor intend to be eaten, which destroy the body, and doing things God commanded not to do, like incorporating heathen worship elements into your worship of him, which destroys the soul. And then you pass that destruction on to your family, friends, and neighbors, just like a deadly contagious disease, giving it to them through what you erroneously consider to be love. God's agape love is disciplinary, corrective, and leads to life. And the same goes for the philo of a true friend. In John 21, Yeshua asked Peter twice, "Do you agape me?" And after first denying Yeshua, then abandoning his post, Peter can't bring himself to say that he has agape for Yeshua, because he knows that agape commands obedience. And that is not where Yeshua found him. Humility sets in again, and the camel gets through the eye of the needle as Peter confesses his friendship to Yeshua. But the third time, Yeshua asked Peter if he is really his friend. And it says Peter was grieved when Yeshua asked him this. I'm sure his heart was cut wide open as he considered that Yeshua doubted even his friendship. But faithful are the wounds of a friend, because even though many times the truth hurts, it also offers you freedom. And Yeshua offers Peter this freedom by giving him the same command as the first two times, which was to feed his sheep, showing him that the command for philo is the same one he gave for agape. Why? Feeding the sheep entails guiding them to green pasture and leading them beside the still waters. This includes sticking the rod in their side when they stray, and even breaking their legs and carrying them if they continue to stray. And if you find yourself in the valley of the shadow of death, it means defending the sheep at your own peril, even to the point of giving your own life to save theirs when the wolf comes to devour and scatter them. And greater agape no man has than this, than to lay down his life for his friend. So Yeshua never doubted Peter's friendship. What Yeshua was saying to Peter is, if you are really my friend, feed my sheep. And if necessary, you are to lay down your life defending them. That's how you get to agape. This was the only new thing about the new commandment. There is no command to die for someone else in Torah, but conceptually it is there. And Yeshua's life and death revealed this side of God that was not so apparent before. He came not as the angel of Yahuwah who put on his armor and led his armies against Israel's enemies to deliver them, but as the son of Yahuwah who took that armor off and laid down his very own life to save them, bringing that concealed concept to reveal reality. So there is a pathway from philo to agape. And that path includes being faithful to those you love and keeping your word. And it also includes showing that love with loving kindness. Isaiah 63 says, "In his love and in his pity he redeemed them, and he bare them and carried them all the days of old." And Proverbs 10 says that love covers all sins. But you cannot directly affect redemption in someone else or cover their sin if you yourself are sinking in sin. You have to know and walk in God's law to do that. So yet again, the path from Philo to Agape is through obedience to God's law. Thus, Yeshua's command to love one another is a command to keep the entire law. Love is the what. God's law is the how. So there is no getting around it. And Peter, despite all of his mistakes, and perhaps even because of them, exemplified this path of discipleship from sinful man to saint, confirming him as the fisher of men and true under-shepherd of the lost sheep wandering among Jew and Gentile. But if you are a lost donkey who does not know your owner, there is indeed another seeking you out. But alas, he will forsake you in the end.